Hi everyone, welcome to our monthly journaling club hangout. I'm so excited to be here with you all. Do say hello in the chat. I know some of you have already said hello. I was a few minutes late. Okay, looks like my sound is working. My YouTube decided that this was the perfect time to say you must update before you can continue. So I had to do a quick update to the app before it let me get on here to hang out with you all. But we are here at last, and hello, hi Angie, and we have Kay and Belinda and Janny and Bree with us so far. Go ahead and say hello as you all are joining us in the chat. And I assume that you all can hear me okay. It looks like the video quality is going through well too. Hi Fern, hi Jess, welcome. I have some caramel apple spice tea that I'm sipping on today. Let me know if you're enjoying any kind of special treat in that regard. If you're enjoying a snack, where you're coming from, what time is it where you are, that's always really interesting to know as well. Ooh, Journal Girl, you have the exact right username to be hanging out with us. And the Journal House, you all have such great usernames that suggest you have indeed found your community. We have Naomi, awesome. What, decaf coffee with cream, very nice. So this is going to be a fun one. We are going to be documenting March, and I have my printables already here ready to go. If you are completely new and not sure yet what we're doing here, this is the monthly journaling club that I put on through my Patreon, and then here on YouTube we get together once a month for a live stream where we basically document our lives 1 month at a time and create a month in review spread that looks a little something like this. This is what we worked on last month together. We did February, and now we are at the end of yet another month. I cannot believe that already quarter one. Is that quarter one already? That's, yeah, we're already done the first quarter of the year. It's just crazy. So we're going to be doing March together. And for my patrons, I create printables every month that they can use to decorate their pages if they wish. So these are available on some of my paid tiers. You get access to all of the printables I've ever created. I've been doing this for like 5 years over on Patreon, so there's a ton of printables over there for you all to enjoy. These are just the ones for March, so it's an entire collection. You also can purchase these as an individual download. If you're not interested in joining the membership, you can do that as well. And then my cheapest membership is just $2 a month, and you get access to a mini version of the printable and our journal prompts for every month. So that's just a little peek at what you get over there, plus access to our chat rooms, and there's a bunch of exclusive videos over there, and it's just a really great way to support my channel, support everything that I put here on YouTube for you guys, and I'm just so appreciative of all of you. I know so many of you are patrons, and that's why you're here, and I'm just so grateful for you. So with that, I am going to just jump right into it. We're gonna try and do this a little bit faster than maybe some previous times where I still have like half my page left to do. If you missed it, my most recent video was a journaling vlog, and I actually finished my February entry in that video. So if you saw me start the February entry in our last live stream and were wondering, how did it turn out? What does it look like in the end? I finished it in that vlog, so I encourage you to go back and watch that. Hi Allison, I'm so glad you're a new patron. Thank you so much for your support. I also am really excited for this live stream because I got a package from Obujo. They sent me their monthly subscription and it literally came today. So I was like, how perfect. We have our live stream tonight, so we can unbox this together. Maybe there's a few supplies in here that will inspire me and that I will want to use in this entry or definitely some future entries. So we're gonna do that first before we dive in to our March journal with me. And we are going to turn the camera around, say hello, hi Jeannie. And as always, you just get her back. But she is here with us and going to be lounging on the bed. I am trying a sort of slightly different setup this time around where I put my camera thing that I use. Oh my goodness. To talk about different setup, and I'm like making quite the commotion. That just went down a lot faster than it was supposed to. But anyways, I have my phone propped up not on my desk this time because you might have noticed in some previous live streams when I'm filming, my phone stand has always been on my desk itself. And because of that, whenever I would be drawing or just doing anything, I'd be shaking the entire desk and therefore the camera as well. So I'm hoping that having it situated on my little drawers here that have a bunch of journaling supplies in them, that I hopefully will not be shaking the camera as much, except for that really big shake I just gave you all just a moment ago. Hi, Hannah from the UK. Awesome to have you join us. So, like I said, I'm going to just first do this little unboxing of some new supplies because that's a fun way to start a journaling live stream, am I right? So let's see what is in here. Obujo, if you're not familiar, is an online journal supply shop, and it is by far my favorite journaling shop. They send out monthly subscriptions if you sign up, where you just get a box once a month full of all sorts of new goodies that have come into their shop. But they also, like any other shop, have it so that you can just buy individual products as well. That's how I started out with Obujo. I just would purchase their individual products that most interested me. But then more recently, they offered to send me a monthly subscription box. And so that's just been a really fun way to get to know some new supplies that maybe I wouldn't have tried as readily. Oh my goodness, these stickers are gorgeous. So this is like a washi roll, but it's of stickers. So you can see it like came off. Ooh, look at these. That's so fun. So it's a roll of stickers, and I really love that these have a more matte finish to them, and it looks like there's also some quotes. Now the quotes look like they are not pre-cut out, so you would have to cut those yourself, but I think that they probably are still sticky. This one says, "A wonderful day, and I'll love the sound of the wind in the wheat." Oh my goodness. I always joke about how funny their quotes are because I'm pretty sure that most of the products that they sell are like Japanese brands. And as a result, the quotes that they put on things are always like just a little bit off in what they're saying. But I actually find them entertaining, and sometimes it makes them even more poignant because they're just like a little bit off in the translation. They do ship international, and I believe that they are free shipping in the US and maybe Canada for orders over $30 or $35. And they have a flat rate shipping, I think including international, of like $5.99, something like that. It's very reasonable. I know that. It's very reasonable, their shipping. I do have them linked in the description if you're interested. And I have a discount code if you use My Abiding Journal at checkout. I think it's for 10% off. So definitely check that out. And please do use my link if you're interested in checking them out, because it is an affiliate link, which means that it doesn't charge you anything extra at all. But as a thank you for me sending them some more customers, they do give me a little bit of basically a small amount of payment for each purchase that is made through my link. So it's just a way that you can also help support my channel by getting yourself some fun stationery. Okay, this item I think might be a favorite. This one looks so pretty. These little plastic pieces are really sticking to my hands. Okay, ooh. This one is definitely right up my alley in terms of the style. So we have, again, kind of like a washi roll, but it doesn't stick to itself. And these ones are ones where you would cut out the individual stickers. This one is so pretty, and I might actually use in this entry because I went to a cafe this month with a friend, and that looks a lot like it. So I think that one would be really pretty to use. I love all the books with the coffee. I just cheese, you know? I just love the randomness. And then we have the books with the coffee. Oh yeah. I mean, we're just literally talking about books, coffee, and cafes, which are about everything that I love. And then it looks like it does repeat after that. So it means you'll get to use a lot of these fun stickers over and over again. If you are an oat latte fan, this is definitely a good roll of stickers for you. Definitely going to be using this one, I think, in this entry. Yes, definitely a really, really good one for a reading journal. And that one was called, I folded up sometimes it's a little bit hard to find specific products on there. That's the only downside with the subscription box, is sometimes it's hard for me to find the product to link the specific products for you guys. But this had this sticker on it, said Coffee Diary, so maybe if you look that up, you would be able to find this one. And I think they're by the brand Have a Good Day. So yes, it is. It says on the inside of the roll, Have a Good Day. So you can try looking for those products on Obujo. And then they have this little William Shakespeare booklet. I assume that these are all quotes from some of his works. I'm not sure what the numbers mean, if they mean something or if they're just kind of randomly on there. But the numbers could be nice for just like using as dates. So that's fun. Here we have the brand Mo Card is one that they definitely have a lot of products from. It looks like these are just a bunch of stickers. So again, it looks like some girls with their coffees or bags. They're very, very cute. And I like this backing. I think this is just part of the packaging. But one of the things I love about a lot of the supplies I get from Obujo is how their packaging is done. Because a lot of times I like to reuse their packaging in my journaling. Like this could be really cute if you just kind of put some stickers and washi over the parts that are describing what it is. You could use this even in your journal. So this says it's Coffee Watercolor Sticker Pack from MoCard if you're trying to find that one. Oh, look at this one with the little girl reading and the cat next to her. And it says, always be free as the wind. Okay, try and go a little bit faster because I know we all want to get to the journaling. This one is Green Leaves and Woven Vines by MoCard as well. Looks like we just have some really pretty floral stickers. This one looks like it would be really pretty actually for maybe for our April entries, because I feel like that green color goes really well with the green we used for that color palette. And there's this one that says Romance in Hand. And again, this is just a bunch of little stickers. Ooh, these ones are all pretty little bouquets. I love this sunflower one for the fall, or maybe like late August. Hi Heather, welcome from California. So something else that I've mentioned in some previous videos that I don't think everyone is aware of is that I do have a 4th tier on my Patreon. It is my highest tier, so it is a little bit more cost-wise, but it unlocks access to absolutely everything on my Patreon, everything on the Faith tier and down, as well as getting Happy Mail. So it's Happy Mail basically when you first sign up, I send you Happy Mail, and then again in July and January, you are going to get Happy Mail from me as long as you're on that tier during that month. So this one is just a bunch of really fun little cafe scenes as well, and it looks like it kind of has all different seasons. So there's ones that are more Christmassy, there's ones that are more fall-like, and all related to the cafe vibe. So I'm gonna keep out that croissant sticker because that actually is quite fitting for my time at the cafe with my friend. But yeah, so the Happy Mail tier is the Abiding Joy tier, and it is open internationally. If you live in a country that has that takes international stamps, then I will send Happy Mail internationally as well. But what I do is I basically just share journal supplies from my own stash. So it's a lot of the things that you're seeing me unbox right here. I just have so much because I have this channel and sometimes scent free stuff as well. There's obviously times where I like to purchase stuff and I just can't realistically use it all. Ooh, these are really beautiful. If you play piano or dance, this would be a really beautiful collection. But yeah, so I just like to bless those patrons who choose to support me at that highest level with some fun journaling goodies sent right to your door. So if that interests you, you can learn more and check that out on my Patreon. That one was called Melody of Waltz, also by the Have a Good Day brand. like these ones, I got some in my last box that also were a similar style to this. They're just kind of like windows with flowers and a really pretty iridescent sticker. So there's a few different variations of that. These are a good example of something to kind of get me out of my typical style a little bit. So they're really pretty, but it's not something I would have necessarily added to my own cart. But yeah, you definitely, if you're interested in checking out the subscription box, I will say I do think it's very generous in the amount of products that you get. These are some like fun vintage style bows and butterflies. I do wish with journaling products that they would not put everything in plastic. It does make me feel a little bit bad environmentally when I'm unpackaging stuff. It's just so much. It looks like these are a bunch of stickers related to movies. So it looks like a full sheet, but these are actually individual stickers that will come off. And I am very excited about this. If you've been with me for a while, then you know that Ben and I are major movie goers and watchers. We love watching movies together. Looks like there's some like quotes. So it has like Forrest Gump's life is like a box of chocolates on it. Some repeat. So it'd be fun to read these and see if I can identify some of the movies. But I more so just like the vibes of this and using it as background pieces, especially the film strips when talking about movies that we might have watched or seen. So that's a fun little collection. That's by Tomato Jam Girl. I don't know. Good luck finding it. It's called Movie Weekly. Maybe if you looked that up, you could find it. This one I'm not going to open, but it's just pieces of paper with these kind of moody nighttime scenes on it. And then the last item we have here looks like some kind of fun retro material paper collection with 10 pieces. So again, I love their packaging. So the pages are stitched together on the side. It has like this, I don't even know if this is real writing. Doesn't, well here, this is English, so I don't know what these are. My fancies are fireflies, speaks of living light, twinkling in the dark. What a haiku. So it's just kind of like, looks like pages from books. This is very fun. This would be great for just kind of ripping up and using as background pages, and it has a really cool texture to it, like it feels like an old page. And I kind of like that some of it, like, is this a real language? Does anybody recognize this? Or is it just made up? Ooh, I really like this one. This would be fun to sit down and try to actually read. It just looks like literally somebody's journal page. Oh, thank you so much. See, this is the huge benefit of having people join in from all over the world. It's written in, this one, is this the one that's written in Bengali language in India? That's so cool. So maybe if you're somebody, you know, who's from one of the countries whose language is represented in this book, that would be such a cool thing to have, since I know a lot of journal supplies are typically just with English language, or they, you know, are Japanese, just because that's like the other big place that produces journal supplies. So yeah, this is really cool. All right, let me catch up on the chat here. 12 different journals going, says Susie. Wow, a coffee journal, a Lord of the Rings journal. That's amazing. I will have to tell my husband that you have a Lord of the Rings journal. He is a huge, huge fan. I also enjoy it, but not quite at his level. I'm so glad, Brie, that the monthly journal is your first. It's such a good gateway into journaling because of only having to do it once a month. It's just not as intensive as a time commitment as, you know, trying to do a daily journal or even a weekly journal. I'm so glad you all are enjoying doing the monthly layouts. Okay, I'm going to try and raise you up a little bit so that we can get the whole journal in here. And I'm gonna just start cutting out my photos because unfortunately the week's been crazy and I again did not have time to do quite the amount of prep that I would have liked, but that's okay. So I have printed out a bunch of photos in a collage on a 5x7 piece of photo paper. I use the Koala brand, I think it's like luster photo paper. I think I have it linked in my Amazon shop if you're interested, but I've really been liking the luster lately because it's just a little bit less reflective than the glossy, but still kind of feels more substantial and like a photo, I guess, than just doing it on like plain matte paper. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to use all of these on this specific page, but I do want to do a little bit of catch-up journaling for March in my daily journal because I definitely fell away from daily journaling in March. It just was a very crazy month, a lot going on in terms of events in our personal life, and then just really busy and a bit overwhelming with work. So there's a lot that I didn't capture towards the end of the month, but I would like to go back and fill some of that in. Like the conversation happening in the chat about the Lord of the Rings journal and what all you put in that. I also am curious. Hi Triana, welcome. So let me know in the chat how many of you are working on a month in review spread at the same time while you're watching this, or if you're working on something else, what that is. I would love to know. Okay, Belinda's working on her March in review. Stephanie, you're working on February daily entries. I know how that feeling is, feeling behind. Hannah is in bed and just can't sleep. I'm glad we can be some nighttime company for you. That's a horrible feeling. Jess is working on her daily entry for the day. Fern is working on her January page. That's okay. Like I said, the great thing about daily journaling, or monthly journaling rather, is that it's only 12 pages. So when you fall behind, you know, it's not that many pages to catch up on. You realistically, if you're watching this for the first time and saying, oh, that's so cool, I wish I had started that for this year, it's not too late, especially being in only March. You know, that's only 3 entries for you to create. So you can go back through your camera roll and find different photos from the last 3 months that represent each of them. Look at your calendar, look at your social media, and you'll be able to piece together some of the highlights that you would want to capture on those pages, and then just create them, even though, you know, you're looking back on the past. That's totally okay. You also don't have to start at the beginning of a year. You could choose to not try and do January and February and just start right now with March, or just make the decision now to join us for April and start documenting what's happening this month so that you can record it and make it a focus for your journaling at the end of the month. It is never too late to start. And that's smart to just come today to get some ideas and then work on it over the weekend on your own time. Yeah, doing it as a collage is a really nice idea. I never thought about that. You mean my style for mine is laid out more like a newsletter? I never thought of that, but I guess it's kind of true. Okay, got all my... Oh no, I still want to cut out some of these. I took these and printed them out last month, but they really were more for March. These are just some photos of the front of our house and our garden. We kind of have a sloped bank in the front of our house, and I unfortunately cannot take any credit for this other than doing the weeding and work to make it look pretty, because it was way overgrown and not looking great. But we have beautiful crocuses and some daffodils that have grown in there that the previous owner planted. And so last year was our first spring in this house, and it was just the most wonderful joy to step outside the house every day and see what new wonders were awaiting us in the garden, because the woman who lived here before was an exceptional gardener and had done such a lovely job making the place come to life. Yes, the one I'm using to cut pictures is it's by the brand Fiskars. It's just called a paper trimmer if you haven't used one before. Honestly, I regret that I've never featured a paper trimmer in one of my favorite supplies videos, because I can't imagine journaling without it. I just really like having clean, straight edges, and I'm left-handed, and maybe that's a poor excuse, but I cannot cut straight lines very well when I'm just working with scissors. So I love having a paper trimmer, though my blade on it is getting a little bit dull. I mentioned that last time, and no, I still have not bothered to do anything about it. So that is something I need to address. So I have a bunch of my photos here, and we'll see, like I said, some of these, like I don't think I'm going to put this show on this page. I think I'm going to save it maybe for a daily entry. But I do want to talk about going to the cafe. So I took some of these new stickers I got from the Coffee Corner stickers from Obujo that I want to use. I also, I made a coffee cake. Ben was craving one this month, and so I surprised him when I was working from home one day. I decided to take a little break and just make a coffee cake for him, so when he got home, he had coffee cake waiting for him, and it was actually really good. The big thing that happened in March was I turned 30. It was my 30th birthday. Crazy, crazy. I can't believe a whole decade is behind me and ahead of me. So Ben had a very nice little party. It wasn't a surprise. He needed a little bit of help figuring it out, but it was super good. And a lot of fun. We have our flowers. Saw some really pretty geese on a hike, so may or may not use that in here or save it. My friend sent me flowers for my birthday. They were gorgeous. So I have a photo of those with my Bible because, of course, we celebrated Easter. So I have some photos from our Easter celebration, which we hosted at our house. That's what these all are from. So I'll probably put them all together. I thrifted this little bunny for $2 on my birthday. That's what I spent the morning doing. I went out and got my free Starbucks because I always get my free Starbucks on my birthday. Let me know if anybody else makes that a priority to get free Starbucks on their birthday. And then I had been looking for I wanted some subtle Easter decor. And so I found this really cute bunny that just has a weird flat back, but I thought it would look cute to use as a plant stand. So that's what I did with that. And I think it turned out really cute for $2. And then I also got a plate that says, he is not here, he is risen, and then has a little open tomb on it. And it says Easter 1972. It's a very, very pretty Easter plate. So I was very happy with my thrift finds that day. And then the other big thing kind of related to Easter and my birthday was we actually got our parents, so Ben's parents, my dad, tickets to go see Daniel at Sight and Sound, which is an incredible musical theater experience. If you're not familiar with it, highly recommend you look it up. There's one in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and then I think there's one in Kentucky somewhere. And basically they do shows that bring the Bible to life, and they write them themselves. They do the scripting, which sounds like it would kind of be low budget and not really good, but they do have some shows where you can see it online. And literally, I've seen multiple Broadway shows, and they are just as good, if not better. And the set designs actually are better. It is incredible what they do at these theaters. So we got to see Daniel, and it was so well done, as always. The other one that we saw in person was Esther. And if you kind of sign up for their newsletter or anything like that, a lot of times around Christmas and Easter, they will make some of the recordings of their shows available for free. And they actually did that this last Easter. Unfortunately, it's no longer available, but their show literally called Jesus, that's about his life, they had available for people to watch for free through Easter weekend. So if you're interested in that, enjoy musical theater, are a believer, I definitely recommend checking them out. And that is something I shared with, I know, my Abiding Faith patrons in my last Faith Friday post. And I know some of you then were able to watch the Jesus performance, which is so great. So something I always do for these entries is put the title of the month in the center. Maybe in a future year I'll switch that up, but I do really like putting it in the center because I think it helps to make you less precious about how you organize the page, because you can kind of just work out from the middle instead of feeling like you have to go chronologically with the title up in the corner or anything like that. So I'm going to do the same thing I did here. We're just going to line up where we think that, I think it's on this line here, because if I can avoid counting dots, I will. And then I've been kind of splitting it so that half is on this one or this one. Okay, this one. So I like the look of half being on the left and then half on the right to just really unify the pages and make it clear that it's all one spread. I do also have a free printable of all of the month titles. It doesn't look like this. This is only available in the monthly collections that I'm creating every month this year. But if you want a sheet that is just of all of the months in a kind of nice formatted version, that is something I have for free on Patreon. So you can just join for free as a member and then download that in the monthly journaling club collection. Okay, I kind of want to use these stickers that looked so fun and beautiful. Maybe start there. And just like up in a corner. Maybe I'll do a little bit of layering. We'll see how that shows through with this being a washi sticker. And I'm just not thinking about it too much. Some of you may want to take your time, and that's perfectly okay to lay out everything before you glue it down. And if you're just beginning and feel a little bit overwhelmed by the process, then that can be a really good strategy, if you want to call it that. So that way you don't potentially put something down and then realize like, oh, that's not actually the place that you want it. Or if you're not happy with the layout, and you can then mix things up before you commit to putting things down. But for me, sometimes it's actually to my benefit to just start getting things down on the page right away, because it helps me to not overthink what I'm doing. We did also have croissants, but I think I just like the look of these three things working together, so I'm actually not going to include this sticker, in part because I know that I documented the enjoyment of croissants for that day in my daily journal on this entry, which I did for my last journal vlog that I did, where I talked about going to Little Amps with my friend. So this is a great example of how a lot of times what I'll do when I am also doing daily entries is, this for me kind of ends up being a little bit of a key in a way that reminds me, oh yeah, like that's when you went to get coffee with your friend. And then I'll remember that I did a daily entry for that. And then I can literally go find it and read more in depth about that day by just having it mentioned here. So this is kind of like the table of contents for the month. It's the overview of all the major things that happen. And then for some of the days, not all of them, I'll have more long form journaling about them in my daily journal. But that is just me who loves to journal nonstop. If you're more focused on, I only have so much time and I just want to get some major memories down on the page and kind of have an introduction to journaling and scrapbooking, you could literally just do monthly journaling and that be the only thing you do. And I think you would be amazed by how special even that will be to look back on. I do love this photo, but I think I might maybe just use one of these again in my daily journal and then just use one in here. These actually could be nice together to talk about welcoming spring. So one thing I want to do on this page is I actually took a selfie earlier today and printed this out because I wanted to have a this is 30 moment on this page for it being a milestone birthday. I very rarely take selfies. It's kind of a just not something I do very often. And so it's not something I often put in my journal, and I think for good reason. But I think there's something really nice, especially on a milestone birthday or just documenting maybe something that is a big personal moment for you, in taking a selfie and just having that moment of reflection on who are you in this moment, can be special. So something for you to consider, especially if you're coming up on a milestone birthday, or maybe you're going through, a health journey of some kind. It can just be a nice thing to document and have a little bit of reflection on where you're at in life. Thank you, Susie. Yeah, exactly, Brie. I think it's also nice, just from a documenting who you were at that time. You know, I feel like you kind of, sometimes you'll look at old photos and of like grandparents and be like, oh, like how old were you in this photo, or when is this from? And maybe they don't know when exactly it's from. So it's a nice way to keep it kind of top of mind and actually documented. Just looking through some of the March stickers, thinking about which ones I'm going to want to use. It's definitely, there's so many fun ones. I'm not going to have enough room for everything. I definitely know that I want to use some of the ones from the Faith add-on sheet, which is available on the Abiding Faith tier. I always create a faith-based sticker sheet for those patrons that obviously is designed to match the rest of the collection, but with some more faith-based stickers, since that is obviously very important to me. But this was the perfect month for this because of it being Easter. So I definitely want to use the Holy Week and the Stone Rolled Away. Now I put this sticker here because I got it from work for like our Day of Giving thing, since I work at a college, and I'm actually deciding that I don't I don't feel the need to document that because I have too many other things that I want to include on this page, and probably won't have room for because of there's so many fun stickers I want to use. So we are gonna skip that. Maybe I'll do the kind of this is 30 reflection on this side. And since Easter was the end of the month, I think I'm gonna put that over here and just have like a whole Easter focused section. Belinda, you're calling me out. Said the only thing glued down is March. Keep moving photos around. I know, it's such a challenge. I put these things down too. Don't forget those. I've made a little bit of progress. Yeah, I literally could just move move photos around for an hour, slightly adjusting them. Don't worry, I'm about to be putting all the things down. You're talking about yourself. Well, you also are technically talking about me because I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat as you. It's very hard to actually get started. You just gotta start committing. Like I said, that's why I just put this stuff down up in the corner, because otherwise I also would only have March down on the page and nothing else. I'm curious how far other people are along on their entries. Are you in the same boat as me and Belinda, where you just kind of have one or two small things down? Are you basically done your entry and you're like, speed it up, girls? Oh, nice. You're writing about some favorites. I love using this spring favorites. I might use that in April or maybe May. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough room for this one, just because I'm doing kind of the big 30 thing. But I did that. That was a summer. When was that? Here it is. Back in July, I did a simple things I love about summer, and it's one of my favorite parts of any of my month in review spreads. I think it's such a great idea, especially when you're a little bit stuck on what to journal about. Maybe it was a bit of a slower month and you don't have as many photos and everything. Just take some time to think about what your favorite things are about the month or the season that you're in, and just do like little illustrations or stickers about those things and give it little captions. And there you go. You have like half your spread done just with that. I'm now humming this song in my head. Here's my other Easter. You know what's funny? The whole faith add-on sheet, and I didn't write Easter. That would have been a great sticker to add on here, to just have Easter written out in big font. Oh well, future year. I guess I'll have to think to actually provide a header for the holiday. But at least we have Holy Week. We also, so for Holy Week, we had our Good Friday service that we always go to. Our church does a Tenebrae service, where it's just kind of like a reflection on Jesus' crucifixion. And so we went to that. And then on Holy Saturday, we do a hike that Ben and I actually lead for our church. And we had the most attendees ever show up this year. I don't know if it was weather related or it was better advertised, but we had about 40 people that we led on this hike. So that was a really nice time. And then of course, Easter Sunday, we went to church in the morning, and then we had our family and 2 of our friends who did not have plans on that Easter we invited to join us as well, and we got to do that at our house, which is kind of the holiday that I've decided I want to be the one that we host each year. Maybe that'll change at some point in the future, but I've really been enjoying hosting Easter the last 2 years. Do something like that. And then I could write hike over the photo. And I might put this here. It kind of covers up this, but you can't read it anyways. I had written in who the song is by, but in the printed version, you can't really read it. So, and then I could put that over that, so it covers up some of the random things on the table, like the Coke bottle. I don't know. I'm not liking this layout at all. All right, that's not terrible. I think we're just gonna go with that. And we can add to it. I'm glad that the month in review journal prompts have been helping you, Kay. That is also a free resource if you become a free member on Patreon that you can access. It basically is just a list of general journal prompts that can help you get started or think about the things you might want to document for that month. Think about events, think about seasons that you're in. So it's just a good resource when you're feeling a little bit stuck. And then Journal Girl, I'm glad that you're enjoying the March sticker journal prompts. I'm curious which of the prompts you guys are using, or if you're using any of the March prompts, which ones are you using in your spreads? That'll just help me too to know kind of for the future what types of prompts you guys are most interested in. thinking I might grab one of these stickers again, and I'm going to cut this one. Just to fill the kind of awkward dead space that would be on the other side of this sticker if I put it here, because I wanted to cover up some of the random stuff on the table. So that works out nicely to just do a little bit of layering. I'm struggling to cut this because I'm lefty. Okay. Oh, that's great, Belinda. I'm glad you're using the longer, excited for longer days. That's a fun one. And reasons you love spring and how you're growing this season. That's awesome. And yeah, always think of ways that you can modify the stickers to suit your own needs too. I know that sometimes I'll put things like, you know, like this one for April, which was just released today. I put this one as just kind of like a place for you to write 5 things and then put a date. But if you wanted to, you could just put a sticker over the date and make a title there instead. Same for, this is My Edible Garden, and the idea is that you could write in, if you're like plotting out what you're going to have in your garden this year, you could write tomatoes or raspberries, you know, whatever your items you're planting are. But maybe you just want to cut off just use the garden part of this, or you want to cut off the top and just use these spaces to write flowers that you're loving seeing bloom in your garden. So definitely think about ways with my stickers and with any other stickers that, you know, you're enjoying using. Just think about ways that you can modify them to suit your own needs, and don't be afraid to cut stickers or put things over, you know, overlap things in ways that maybe better serve what you're trying to achieve. A little bit of sticky residue left from something on this, so I need to make sure I cover that up. That is not straight. Okay, and then we need to put Holy Saturday. So do I want to do it there, or do I want to overlap it? Holy Week. see if there's, I think I might put maybe this one, "By his wounds we are healed," in this space. Okay. So I'm feeling pretty good about our little Easter corner. Probably do a little bit of writing here. I do want to write "hike" over this. Okay. And I guess I also should figure out what I want to use. Oh, I forgot about this photo too. Ran away. From the Daniel, so I saved the playbill. I also have this little sticker from Little Amps, but definitely does not go with these beautiful vibes we have happening over here, so I don't think I'm going to use that. I'll save it for another time when I go there, maybe in the winter. So for Daniel, you know, I could just literally cut this out for the sight and sound. Daniel there. I had saved my ticket, but it's not very pretty. It's just like a literally printed out on computer paper. And then there are some behind the scenes photos in here, so you can see kind of what their staging looks like. I don't know if I want to use this verse from Daniel, which is really pretty, but it doesn't really go with the rest of the page and is really big and would take up a lot of room. So the other option would be to cut out just this. I feel like it also kind of overshadows things a little bit. So what I could do is just cut out the sight and sound, and then I can write Daniel in more hand lettering style, and that way it will, I think, match the vibe a little bit better. Belinda, that happens to me all the time, where I think I lost something, and I literally will walk around the house afterwards and have a sticker stuck to my sleeve or a photo, so I can totally relate to that experience. Yeah, see, that just goes better. Maybe even do it like a little ribbon cut. By just cutting into the center from the corners. And that way it has more of like a ribbon edge to it, just to switch things up. All right. So I know I want to use one of these. This was something new that I did. I hadn't done this before, where I took some photos and kind of did like an overlay of them, a transparent overlay of the color palette that we had, so that way it all kind of matches and has the same vibe, and then paired them with little quotes, and I really like the way that they turned out. Let me know if this is something you're going to be using in your entries, and if you'd like to see more photography. These are not my photos, but if you want to see more photos incorporated into the printables. But I need to figure out which one I want to use. I kind of like the no winter lasts forever, no spring skips its turn. But this one I also really like because it actually mentions March. Springtime is the land awakening, the March winds are the morning yawn. We did have some windy days actually this March, so maybe I'll go with that one. I like this layout. I also want to use 1 or 2 of these eggs somewhere just because I love the way that they look. And I think they could be really nice for layering. Oh wow, winds up to 50 miles per hour. And when you have the power go out, that is scary. Okay, that's good to know that you like the photo quote spree. I think it'd be really fun to do that again for when we hit summer and then again in the fall, especially. I'd love to do that with fall photos. Should I layer that or layer this? All right. Snoring over there, Jean. All right, we're making slow but steady progress. I'll put like a I think one of these I think that might be a little bit too big, potentially. Just know that I want to put like a title under the coffee. I'll save that. Maybe the brown one. Or I could do pink and then layer another sticker of some kind over it. I'll try and pick up. It's the only problem when you're quick to put stuff down is when you want to do layering. It makes it a little bit more challenging, but sometimes you can still pick stuff up and then finesse it. That way you can layer it the way you want. So then we can write about the cafe right here. I guess I'm gonna put these together. So I want them to be exactly the same height, so I'm just gonna line them up and trim the one that was a little bit longer. That way they look more purposeful together, side by side. Kind of like having two frames on your wall that, you know, are the same size. Where is this? Am I bleeding? That's what it is. I was wondering, I had like orange spots showing up on my page, and I thought I had gotten marker on it earlier. But no, I have a little cut and I'm bleeding on my page. Just a little bit of extra, you know, artistic license if you really want to get really creative. Here I am trying to like cover up these random marker spots on my page, and I have a teeny little cut. I don't know what that's even from. It's okay. I don't think it's anything that's gonna require stitches. It's just funny. I'm gonna give that a quick second to stop bleeding on my page. If I wasn't trying to make this super pretty and aesthetic, and I didn't really want this photo to be centered here with, you know, some things around it, I would draw an arrow to this and make some kind of joke about how I pour my blood, sweat, and tears into my into my memory keeping. But we're not gonna do that. But if you want it to be funny and creative and have a little humor when you make funny little mistakes like that, like literally getting blood onto your journal, you know, you could just turn that into a moment for a little humor. Okay, I think it's stopping. Yeah, definitely creative. Oh no. Speaking of little pieces of paper that run away from you, I almost lost my sight and sound. So, I wonder, it's not as, it's too big. I was wondering if I could center this and use this as like a background piece, but this photo is just too big for that. I could do an off-centered look. I could put this little sticker that kind of looks like a band-aid over it. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's obviously getting late. I don't know if I have like a nice piece of paper. I could use. I have this random piece of paper in my stash. The colors actually work pretty well. So I might do this. Man, if y'all could see the other side of my desk right now. It's getting a little out of hand. Be better to tape this on here and then cut it. I don't know if I want to keep part of this and do like a, maybe I'll just cut it here. So I'm thinking that I might want to do some layering over this, kind of just make this its own, this is 30 moment. definitely shaking the camera because I'm looking in these drawers for some of my alpha stickers. So there's one option. This old calendar I bought at like from 1939. I bought it at a library for like 25 cents. And it has like random recipes on the back. So fun. For sliced liver, anybody? Sounds so appetizing. I kind of wanted it to be bigger though. Like I want big numbers. Now I could always use maybe I'll do that. The question is, do I want to do that in black pen or white gel pen? This is a microperm pen from Sakura, and it's supposed to be more permanent on surfaces that most pens tend to kind of wipe right off of. So I like using this for writing over photos. I'm glad you're using the prompts too. And the why I want to spend less time on my phone one is also one that I definitely really like, and just something I've been working on. So there's 30, and then I'm gonna try, see if we can get one of my white gel pens to work to color it in. Come on. Well, that's batting 0. Sometimes white gel pens work randomly great, and then other times they are the bane of my existence. They just don't want to come out. All right, this isn't worth it. So let's choose instead maybe we'll do like, see how this, like a nice pink does. That goes well with the other colors. Curious how this is going to work over the photo. You know, I wish I used to have a white Posca, but I don't know what happened to it. I think it dried up. So I need to get a new one. But yes, white Posca markers are really great. Would have been perfect for this. But I actually like the look of the pink, and we'll see. I think because this is more of a luster instead of a gloss, that this is actually drying okay and gonna work on the photo. I'm gonna remember this for the future. Like, definitely notice the things that you love the look of, and take little mental notes, because the look of a black and white photo with drawing something over it and coloring it in with a colored marker, I think looks so good. So I'm definitely going to be doing that in the future. So there we go, 30. I really like the look of this, like this. So I'm like, you know how when you like something and you're like, do I add to it and potentially make it better? Or do I stop because I could also potentially make it look worse? That is where I'm at right now. Because this looks nice just on its own. But I originally had it in my head that I was going to do like more layering and also write this is 30 or hello 30, this is 30, or what do you guys think? Hello 30, this is 30, or just, is it enough to just say 30? Decisions. I actually glued that down, it's just not staying. Okay, if I added, you think hello 30. Hello 30. I'm so afraid of messing it up. Hello. Well, let's say here goes nothing. Maybe, you know, this is a once in a blue moon. Is that phrase goes? Once in a blue moon occurrence of trying something in pencil first before committing. I literally never ever do this. All right, I think you guys convinced me to just go with less is more, which we know is not my typical forte. I'm not usually a less is more person. It's actually something my mom always joked about me with scrapbooking. She'd always be like, just stop there. And I was just like, no, I must add more. All right, you can't see it. So for now, we'll see if in time I come back and add to it, but for now, I'm gonna let it be. This could be a good spot for me to put one of the prompts. I was gonna think maybe how I'm growing this season, but maybe that's, I don't know. I think I might, maybe do I want this one? This one. Or maybe I'll use this one, because at Sight and Sound they have, in the front of the theater, they have a lion and a lamb, like big statue. So the lamb is actually fitting. So I could put that on the side here and just write a little bit about seeing sight and sound. And then I think in here I'll put, could even put one of these and talk about my birthday and the way that Ben planned it. So oh, hi, Del. I'm so glad, first of all, that you found our community. And I'm so very sorry for the loss of your mom. You might have already figured this out by now, but I lost my mom a few years ago. So I absolutely can relate, though obviously every grief is different because every love and relationship is different, but I can understand to some degree the pain that you're going through. Yeah, I just feel for you deeply. We'll be praying for you. I think doing a journal to remember her is a beautiful idea. I've been wanting for a while myself to just create a page in my journal, even like a big one like this, maybe in this journal, that is just like major moments and memories of my mom and my relationship with her. Kind of just like almost a brain dump of all the things I miss about her. That could be a place to start, because I know there's times where I feel like I'm already forgetting things. It feels like, because you don't have things that are constantly always jogging your memory and making you think of them. And so like occasionally things will come up and you'll be like, oh, like I forgot about that. Or you'll be just in a moment where you're like, do I remember her favorite blank, or do I remember how she laughed? It can feel like you're losing your memories. And so that's something I've been thinking about myself, is how do I save some of those memories now, even though it's hard for me to think on them and spend that time. I know that I will appreciate it in the future, rather than letting time pass me by and maybe losing some of the depth of those memories over time. It's a big reason why I journal and memory keep, because all the memories you're seeing on this page are much sharper right now than they're ever going to be again. So even if you're documenting something that happened 10 years ago, your memory of that thing is much sharper now than it will be in another 10 years. So you might as well make that effort to put it down now. Right. I feel like I would like a sticker, like a long sticker of some kind. Kind of go up the page here. Oh, look at the back of this. I just turned it over and was like, oh, that's so pretty. Now I feel kind of bad that would just be taped down, because I was actually just debating in my head if I wanted to make this more of like a pocket, and then do a little bit of journaling underneath. Now I have to figure out, ooh, wait. This might not work. Well, it could work. It could make it like a really thin pocket. Okay. So this is this gorgeous, gorgeous vellum that came, actually it was a birthday gift, so it would make perfect sense to use it on this page. Because my mother-in-law got me the most beautiful gratitude journal from the Keeping Company. I can't wait to share it with you guys. I haven't yet shared it because I really just got it recently. But I've been using it since the day she gave it to me. I started using it on my birthday because it's a 1-year gratitude journal. So it'll be literally 1 year of my life that I'll have in this gratitude journal. But this paper was wrapping it, and I obviously was like, well, I have to save this to use in my journal, of course, because it's so beautiful. And how fitting for this entry with all the spring little nests and birds on it. So I'm just got very excited. Very, very excited at the prospect of using this. I might even just see how it's like already folded. I'm wondering if I try to use that to my advantage. So I'm debating if I want it to be a pocket with like a back, or if I just want it to be a pocket where it's taped onto the page, if that makes any sense. All right, I think I'm just gonna need to cut off a piece. So do we want the bird or the nest? Maybe if I do like here, and then if I cut this, so if I cut it like right here. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm just going to use a flat piece of paper, but with it being vellum, it's obviously see-through, which is the nice part. And then what we'll do is we'll tape it along the sides, and then you can pull it out and admire. This is going to bother me though, so I do need to put something over that. Thanks for joining us. Yes, we will see you next month, absolutely. And the rest of the recording will be available for you to watch afterward. I also probably will not be going too much longer, but I think what I'm going to do, kind of because it worked out well last time, is to continue to record how I finish my entries so that you guys can still see the rest of the process, and then it will be part of a future like journaling vlog. So that way you still get a sense for how it all finishes. But we are going to finish this little section here, but I do try to keep these to around 2 hours. So I think if I put this right here, then this little bird will cover my little blood spot on the page. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so we're gonna try and just put, basically to make a pocket, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put tape. You could also use a glue stick, but just on the very outside of the 3 corners, the 3 sides, and then leaving the top open. And that way it'll provide a space for me to slip my journaling card into it. Hi, Carolina. It's a beautiful name, and I'm sorry that you normally can't come because of the time. I know it's a challenge. Having it always at the same time means that for some people it means they can never make it, and I am really, really sorry about that reality. It's really just so that way it's a regular time so that everybody always knows when to expect it. But I'm so glad that you could make it this time. Del, I'll also share as you're thinking about your mom. I did share a video. Oh no, I messed up. I put it on the top instead of the bottom and then it would be upside down. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyways, I was saying before I made my mistake that I do have a video here that I shared on books that helped me in my grief. It's just literally called Best Books on Grief, I think is the video if you want to search for it on my channel. Maybe one of those books might help you. Obviously can't promise anything, but they were some ones that really spoke to me. Oh, you're so sweet, Janny. you guys are so sweet. You guys. Okay. I think. Sigh. I think I just have too much. I didn't make this wide enough. So, luckily I have more paper. What I might need to do is trim this a little bit on the side. Yes, I agree. You may be surprised by how creative you can be. Everybody is created to create. Okay, this should now maybe fit. Okay, I think we got it. I was cutting it a bit close. But I think it fits snug as a bug now. Now I'm debating if I want to do like a little window. You know how they do that sometimes for you to like pull something out? Hopefully I don't regret this. It needs to go a little bit further over. See? Like that. I think I want it to even come down a little bit more. So I really just want it to be a way to hold it onto the page. But I want you to still see the photo without it being totally hidden. I think that's pretty good. So there you can see my face is kind of just peeking over the edge of it. And then you can pull it out. And then I can write on the back. And even maybe do something underneath it as well then. So I'm very happy with how that turned out. And I probably maybe, you know, I'm just gonna put this down since I already have sticky stuff on it, because this was the piece that I accidentally put the tape on the wrong spot. So I'm just gonna put it at the top of this page. And then it's just like a nice element of cohesion between the two sides. And that probably will look nice with my spring photos around it. And I do have a little bit of the tape. Mostly it's because it's the kind of see-through. You can't really tell. So I don't think I'm not going to put washi on all sides, but I might put a strip of washi along the bottom because you can see some of it showing through down here. So it could even be like a washi strip, like this one that comes on the sticker sheet could look really nice since it has the black and white. Continuing. Good night, Belinda. I have not checked the calendar. If May 2nd is the first Thursday of the month, then that is correct. Yes, May 2nd, that will be our next live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we will see you then. Okay, I'm gonna cut this out and see if I want to use it, and then this is gonna be probably the last thing that I do as well, because I know a lot of you are probably wanting to get to bed or have other things depending on what time you're at with your day. But we did document a lot together. When I'm doing these pages on my own, it usually does take me about 2 to 2.5 hours. A lot of the extra time is just because I'm thinking about talking to you guys and trying to show things and stuff. But if I was doing this completely on my own, I would say it's about a 2-hour commitment to do it to this level of, you know, in such a big journal, and to the extent that it's, you know, how creative you want to get with it. Now, I don't think I like it continuing. So I'm gonna trim it and see if I like the look of it just being to the edge of the pocket. Maybe if I did that and then put this piece up here. Okay, I think I like that enough. this piece. Again, it just offers that balance of having same materials that you put on this page. If you repeat it over here, it just helps it to all feel cohesive, just like we did with having this flower sticker that we used on this corner. We also used it over here. So those small little details are the things that your eye loves, but you maybe don't quite know why you like the look of something until you kind of really study it and realize, oh, there's symmetry here, there's balance, or there's contrast and odd numbers that makes it pleasing. So those are all things, you know, just about kind of design theory that you can study and think about how to apply them to your journaling. All right, put our little goose down that we saw on a hike. I want this layered, but I don't love that they're then cut off at the same height. It's a silly thing, but I think I'll put this here, and then I'm gonna use that, the one sticker that talks about prepping the garden. I'll put that above it. This one. And we'll just do that, and then that will be the last thing. Let me know if you all are drawing near to the end of your pages, or if you still have a bit of work to do on your ends as well. But I feel pretty good about what we were able to get done today. So I still have a little bit to do with the books, and I think I'm going to use one of these fun book-related things to talk about reading Little Men. I have about 30 pages left of it, so I'm almost done, and then I have Joe's Boys in the same collection, so I'll read that next. And then Ben and I watched Band of Brothers for the second time. I just find World War II absolutely fascinating, and this kind of a docu-series, but it's also dramatized. It's just really great. If you've never seen it, it's older, so many of you probably have, but it's one of our favorites, and we just rewatched it. So I'll document that, and then I have quite a few things that I have listed in my notes that I know I'll fill in the other spaces with, like things related to St. Patrick's Day. So I'm definitely going to use the St. Patty's Day tradition sticker to talk about making our Irish French onion soup that we make from the corned beef broth. I documented that last March as well. Here using the Irish breakfast tea bag, and so another way that you can make a pocket is with a tea bag. That's a super fun way to make a pocket. But we made Irish French onion soup, just using the corned beef leftover broth. So amazing. Honestly, the best French onion soup you'll ever make. Um, Highly recommend. So sometimes Ben's Pennsylvania Dutch, trying to pinch pennies, works out in our favor because he saw me about to throw away the broth and said, "Aren't you going to use that for something?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess I could." And I hadn't really thought about it. And then I was like, "Oh, it'd probably make a good French onion soup." And lo and behold, it does. So yeah, so one of my favorite things about having this monthly journaling, all in one journal, is the ability to kind of see how traditions continue throughout the years, and how they remain the same but are also different. That's actually going to happen again next month when we document April. This is what I did last April, and literally a lot of the things we're talking about are going to be the same because we had Max visit with us last April, and he's actually coming to stay with us again because my dad is going on a vacation. And then we have the first day of trout is this weekend here in Pennsylvania. So I'm sure I'll also be documenting that. So just super fun to be able to look back on your months and see how things stay the same and how they change and your traditions and yeah, just all the fun new things about how life evolves as you get older. So, what collage program do you use? So I use an app called Pick Collage. It's Pic, I believe another Collage. Maybe it's just one C, Picollage. But I think is a free app. It might cost like $1 or $2. I think it was free at least when I got it forever ago. But it's great for making collages. But you can find lots of free collage apps too, to just put your photos into, um, a nice little format for printing. Canva, you probably could do that on there as well. So that is what I use. And just make sure I didn't miss any other questions before we say goodbye. Bree, I see you still have a little bit of work to do. That's perfectly okay. You can turn on one of my other videos to enjoy as some friendship and background noise to get you through. But I am going to say goodbye for tonight. My hair is coming out of its little braid. But thank you so, so much, everybody, for joining me for this journaling session. One of these days, we're just going to be so on it that I'm going to get it all done in under 2 hours. But today is not that day, so it's okay. But never fear, because we will definitely, Band of Brothers is falling off the page. But we will get to see how the rest of this comes together, because I'm going to film it for my next vlog that I'm working on currently. So you'll have that to look forward to. And we will have another month of journaling coming up on May 2nd. So that is going to be our next time together as we look back on April. The April stickers are all out and available for you. So if you are already a patron, you can head over there and download our fun stickers to document that. Definitely some additional spring vibes, getting a little bit warmer, getting our ice drinks, splashing in the puddles with our boots. And then we have lots and lots of flowers, some things we might be doing currently. And then some great little spots to do layering and write in some journaling. And we always have our dates at the top, some fun dates for us creatives. April 21st apparently is Creativity Day, and April 26th, according to the internet, is Stationery Day. So that might be a really good day for you to treat yourself on Obujo. So these are now available for you, as well as on the $2 tier. And everybody, of course, Up from there, it also has the mini printable, and then the journaling prompts are available for you as well. And I'm almost done the faith add-on sheet. So for everybody on the Abiding Faith tier who is waiting patiently for that, it is coming, I promise. And then sometime this week or next week, I'm gonna have to put out the color poll for you all to vote for what our May sticker color palette is going to be. And please also, when I post that, add your comments on what you'd like to see. I really do use that to influence the stickers. I know somebody, I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was, but somebody commented like they love making smoothies in April. Like that's something that they start to think about. And I was like, oh yeah, me too. That is something I want to make sure is on the sticker collection, but I wouldn't have thought about that necessarily on my own. So I really do love for the stickers to be a collaborative process with all of you to be suggesting what you want to see in stickers. Like this is a way that we can create stickers together and that you can have stickers to document the things that matter to you, which is a really cool thing, I think, because a lot of times you kind of just get stickers from people with whatever they think to design rather than getting to be part of that creative process. So I encourage you to jump in and share your ideas. There are no bad ideas. I might not use all of them, but they're very inspiring for me. So please do continue to share them. All right, that's going to be everything from me. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all my patrons who make this possible. If you're enjoying this video, it is because of them. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, keep exploring your abiding creativity and document a life abiding in faith, hope, and love.